recording.
Oh wait, we don't have to clap sync because we're just using.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. We don't have to do.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay,
No, you can't see it.
there we go. It's gonna be super laggy too.
I know.
All right.
Especially
Um,
mine. Ew.
Nah, it's okay. So as you can tell, we are not physically together for this
No.
episode of the Half Full podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're still in quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't think whoever's watching this, like, you got to know like what's going on in the world,
For
obviously.
sure.
And we still want to put out content, even though like it's been a while since we put the last one out. But there's been a lot of complications, and obviously this has been like a month already, right?
I know.
So
Ugh.
yeah.
How's it been on your end?
It's been okay. I'm pretty bored lately, even though I have things like to do. It's just
Well,
like,
now you do.
now I do.
Yeah.
But I didn't have anything to actually do. Like, I didn't have any responsibilities for like the last 3 weeks, so it's been pretty boring, I would say.
I feel you.
Yeah. How about you?
It's been I'm on the
Nah.
same page, just like bored.
I
Finding
know.
things to do.
Yeah,
Cooking more.
that's good.
Yeah.
It has made me like I've taken some more time in learning some new things. Like, I started trying to practice some jazz piano.
Yeah.
Cool. I've always been like more of like a classical contemporary guy. So jazz is like, well, super difficult for me, but I'm really enjoying it.
You're getting the hang of it.
I wish I did jazz from the beginning, honestly. I think jazz music
It's
is super
so
cool.
great. Yeah.
Jazz piano is awesome.
I wish I studied it too.
Yeah. It's never too late. It's just kind of like the curve is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I started getting into chess for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I do like chess puzzles a lot. So what it'll do is like it'll give you like a scenario on the board, and you have to click like the most optimal move to make.
Fun.
For some reason, I've been super into that. I don't know why.
I don't know how to play chess.
That's okay. We'll play one time.
No, we won't.
We'll record it.
No.
We'll put it up.
No.
I'll go easy. Don't worry.
No. No.
The thing is, I won't. I'll be so rude.
You'll never go easy.
You don't want me to go easy on you though.
No, sometimes I do.
Sometimes. What? Like when?
No, we're not gonna talk about that.
Wait, we can talk about that after.
No,
well, okay. Well, let's introduce the topic first.
Okay.
I guess. Okay. You want to? You can do that.
You
Go
do.
ahead.
You
want me to do it?
Sure.
Okay.
Well,
So
yeah. Okay. Sorry.
I don't know when this is gonna go up, obviously, because you still have to. Actually, you don't really have to edit it too much. Anyway, sorry. Today, at least the day we're recording this, is the day of our 5th year anniversary of us dating.
Woo.
Wow.
Oh, there.
That's a call back to the last episode. If you didn't watch it, then that's gonna be totally weird. But yeah, and it sucks because we haven't seen each other in a month, pretty much.
Pretty much.
And obviously, just because with what's been going on around the world, it wouldn't be a good thing to do that. It would be a little bit irresponsible.
Yeah.
We're trying to do our part to stay safe despite what's going on. So we thought, you know what? Let's just make the best of it despite that.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're bringing you this episode virtually through the power of the internet. So there we go. Yeah.
It's a fun time.
Yeah.
You made me cry last night, and I was crying today.
You can't just say that out of context. You make it sound so bad.
Because
that makes it sound like a bad thing.
Let's say I was in a good way.
Can you explain so I don't?
Do you want me to explain?
You can. Yeah, just because I don't want to sound like I made you cry.
Also, no, it wasn't bad reasons. Because I missed you too much. Aww. Cue the aw tracks. Aww.
That's cute. Yeah, it sucks, man.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in so long. It's awful.
I know.
Yeah, especially 5 years already.
That's half a decade. I still can't get over that. That's
half a decade. We started dating in our 20s.
Yeah.
Or like right as soon as we turned
you literally just turned 20. Yeah.
I just turned 20. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But we thought this would be a cool podcast to kind of like reminisce on, I guess, like some memories and stuff like that of the past 5 years. So that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should
just to
we just get
before
right
we get
into
into
it?
it,
Oh,
before we
okay.
get into it, just want to explain the setup because I thought
Oh
like
yeah.
it's super janky, but it's awesome. So I'm in like the OG, like where we shoot the podcast,
Yeah.
which is at my place.
Mm-hmm.
Eunice has all the audio stuff, so she's using like the mics that we use.
Oh
If you
yeah.
couldn't tell, all right,
Here we go.
here we go. So hold on, this is a Rock Band mic.
It
This was from my PS2.
sounds good.
It's a USB mic. Okay, this is the only thing I have because Eunice has all the audio stuff. Tested it out. For some reason, it works. It still works after all these years. I don't know how long it's been chilling in my garage for, but it still works. I don't know if you can see this.
Rock Band. I can't.
Yeah, I used this to play Rock Band on my PS2 way long ago.
Were you good at Rock Band?
Honestly, I was pretty decent.
Oh.
Well, like I was okay. Drums are ridiculously hard.
Mm-hmm.
I could never go past maybe like medium.
Oh.
But guitar I could play expert for sure.
I could never do that.
It's fun though. That's like it's a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
Those are fun times playing Rock Band. So,
I can never do expert, and I'm sad because
even like Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero is a little bit harder. I
yeah.
think. Yeah. But anyway, that's our setup. And Eunice actually doesn't have a webcam on her.
Not
So
at the
she's-
moment, because my dad's using it.
Yeah. And just because we're using a broadcasting software, we can't like use her camera as well. So this is the quality. This is what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Sorry about the quality of my camera.
But I think the audio sounds good.
The audio sounds good, and that's
That's-
what's important.
That's what's important.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
So should we get into it now?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So, should we start? Let's start from the beginning. Like, how did we meet?
Do you want to start with that?
Do you know how we met?
Well, like technically when we first met or when we first started dating?
When we met.
So we
the
met.
First time we met.
So, okay, Eunice and I go to like quote unquote sister churches, I guess if you can call it that. Right?
Yes.
We go to like different churches, but they're associated with each other. So sometimes we'll do like events with each other and stuff like that. So this is like when I first joined the church, and this was like, gosh, I was like maybe like 10 years old, maybe. But we all went camping for like I guess like July 1st weekend.
It had to be
like
something like
Canada
that.
Day weekend, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we were there, and Eunice's church was there. So that's how we met. Yeah.
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 Should
I don't know if you want to elaborate.
I'll
on that.
elaborate.
Yeah.
So in that camp, we didn't have much to do. It was really only basketball.
Yeah, pretty much.
That allowed us to all like bond. And I guess that might have been like the first time we actually talked to your church.
I guess
like
so.
The youth.
I wouldn't know because I just got there.
You just got there, yeah. And so during that time, we just played basketball like every day for hours and hours.
Yeah.
And I apparently like we were always winning, even though you had Mike, who is a monster.
Okay, Mike when he was younger though, Mike's huge, but when he was younger, he was not that good. Mike,
but he was still tall though.
if you're watching this, don't I ain't hating. When you were younger, you're a lot better now. But when you were younger, dude, you were just big, man. You couldn't finish inside. I'm sorry. But he was huge.
Yeah. But he's sick now, so that's what matters, I guess.
Yeah, he's like super strong.
Like it would be the total opposite if we were to play 3-on-3 now, because
if we played 3-on-3 now, we would win.
I do not. I don't play anymore. Jen doesn't play anymore.
No.
Jomar, who knows? No,
Who knows
he only
Jomar?
runs.
Shout out to Jomar.
Joven. Was Joven there?
I don't know.
I don't think he was.
I don't remember.
I don't think he was.
Yeah.
There was another guy, Jess, who was there.
Mm-hmm.
He was always sick at ball, but he doesn't play anymore either.
Oh, nice. So technically that's when we first met.
That is when we first met.
But that was at like 10 years old, right? And you were probably like 11 or something like that.
Yeah.
10 or 11.
No. If it was in
July, then
we would have been the
were
same
also 10.
age. Yeah.
Either way, around that like
Oh
age
my
range.
god.
Yeah. So then, like, fast forward, we don't start dating until we're like 20.
Oh my god, that's just like my head. Wait, we've known each other that long?
Pretty much. Like, we've known, that's the thing, right? We knew like about each other, but we never really talked and stuff like
See,
that.
that's the thing, and that's why I keep memeing it
Mhm.
because every time we met after that, it was just like a hi or like nothing else. But then there was a period where we didn't talk at all,
Yeah.
and then we had that what was it? It was like a thing at your church that you invited us to. It was like a youth thing,
Oh yeah. Okay.
and
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were
I
we were
remember
on
that.
the same team.
Hmm.
And I think it was charades. You got mad at me, but you probably don't remember that.
I didn't. I probably got mad, but I wasn't like mad. You know, I was just joking about like the game.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I would have gotten mad at me too. It's
Yeah.
fine.
So it was only ever like casual hellos
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we only ever saw each other maybe like what 2 or 3 times a year.
Mhm.
But only during like events like, let's say, like Easter
Mhm.
or at some church's anniversary or something
Mhm.
like that. So it was only like in passing that we would like communicate with each other.
Yeah.
But she
It's
always
too
means
bad
that like
though.
I never talked to her, and right? Because like,
I was not a social person.
okay, yeah,
I'm
but
still not a
yeah,
social person.
yeah. I think I'm a lot more social now, but back in the day, it's not like I'm just gonna come up and talk to you because like I'm not like. Plus, I'm a kid. Like
How dare you?
we were just like preteens, so we were super awkward and
And
stuff
that's why
like
I always meme that I was not his type in high school.
Here we go. You don't know that. If you talked to me, I would have been interested. I wasn't the type of guy to go up to a girl and talk to her.
You sure?
Yeah. Maybe if you talk to me, you never gave me a chance.
Hey,
I'm
well,
saying.
you didn't give me a chance.
Yeah, that's so true. We both didn't talk to each other. Okay?
Yeah. I think I just stayed in my comfort zone, and you had your friends. You like actually brought friends over to church, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but we didn't like. I guess it's just because we didn't even talk to like other members of the church. Like it's not just you. It's just like we were never really like trying to get together to talk to other people
It's
and stuff
just
like that.
kind of sad. We should have.
I mean, we were super comfortable in our own
Yeah.
things, but I think we would sit together when we would eat and stuff like that. We'd have like casual conversations, but
No.
we wouldn't. No.
No. It would either be like the same table, but in like church groups, or it would be like in the same room, but like church groups as well.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Which brings us to like. No, let's talk about that later.
Okay. What else is there to say? Like before we actually started talking.
What was your impression of me? I'm
Well,
curious.
like,
Hold on.
okay, like no filter. Like, what was my impression of you?
Oh, I don't. I think my dad was calling me, but I don't know.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. First impression of you. Well, I definitely thought you were like pretty like tomboyish,
Which I was.
just because you're like the way you dress, like compared to like other girls in the church, you were a bit more like if they're wearing skirts, you're wearing pants, and if like you're wearing
I was
like
only wearing pants.
you're wearing like a sweater with like a button up or something like that.
Oh God.
Yeah. You also had like
I'm
emo
surprised you
hair.
didn't think I was gay. Honestly, like.
No, I never thought that. I just thought like even if you were whatever, it's just more like um it's just more of the fact like she just dresses like a little bit more boyish, quote unquote, however you want to define that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like, but besides that, I'm like, well, I know she's like into sports and like she plays music because you play piano for your
Mhm.
like your band. So then I was like, I would always see you up there. I'm like, oh, she plays piano. That's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What was my
And what about
impression?
yourself? What was your impression of me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but you already know.
Well, I already said my side. You gotta say your side too.
Well, like, well, like it's hard to say.
Okay.
Because when we met at camp,
Mhm.
when said person was like, "Oh, I think Ryan likes you," I was like, "Oh, really interesting. That's interesting. And
Ooh.
do I like this kid too?"
This kid, she says, you're like 6 months older than me. This kid, she says.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then like after that, I was like, "Oh, we are kind of the same. Like almost the same. Not
Yeah.
really, but like I always thought
Okay.
that I was out of your league and
Oh, why would you think that? We're freaking 10. No one's out of any other. When you're 10,
no, like years
there's no
after
league.
while we were in high school.
Oh, wait, in high school?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I don't know about that. Maybe you thought. That's the thing. Your impression of me. Okay,
Yeah,
what did
that's
you
the
think?
thing. That's the
Who
thing.
did?
Because we didn't talk. That's what I thought. I
Uh,
thought you were like, "Oh, the like popular kid dating like the
I
popular
only.
girls."
No way. That was like total opposite. I wasn't like. I wasn't super popular, but like I had like one group of friends that I would stick with in high school. I
Mm.
wasn't like trying to get to know everyone, even though I was cool with a lot of people, but like I wouldn't say I was a popular kid. I was pretty like reserved to myself,
Mm.
I would say.
Yeah. Well, I know that now.
Yeah, you know that. But
But
like,
back then, that was my
that's funny.
impression. Yeah.
So I guess if that was your impression of me, then you would be like intimidated, I guess.
I'm very intimidated.
Gosh. I mean, see, that's why it's your fault you didn't talk to me.
No,
I'm just
it's
saying.
your fault for being popular in my head.
I even wasn't. You didn't know. You were just assuming. How dare you? How dare you stereotype me? That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
So.
it was also because of the people you hung out with.
Hmm.
Then I just associated you with those people, I guess.
Okay.
Because we had
Yeah. Yeah.
some mutuals.
Right. Right. Right.
Um, what else? I don't
I mean,
remember.
up until that, then it's pretty much nothing until we actually started talking, right?
Should we get into that?
I guess so. We never talked about this, right? At least not in like on the pod.
No.
Yeah.
We were going to save all this for this day.
Do you want me to get started on that or?
I'm sure.
Oh gosh. Okay. So, how much time? I don't want to like drag this on too because I know you have like questions and stuff like that.
No,
Are we
we'll
good for
see. We'll
time?
see how far we get. Yeah.
All right. Well, it started with so just like I said before, we knew each other because we're in like sister churches, right? So a lot of the times we would get together for Easter service, right?
Mm.
Our Easter services were also at dawn, by the way. So we would start at like 5 a.m. just to let you guys know. All right,
Yeah.
you guys think you have it tough? Remember 5 a.m. services? That was nuts. Anyway, okay. It's probably the service is finished. We're all just eating and chilling. So this is probably like 6:37 in the
Mm-hmm.
morning, right? So I um I was thinking about talking to you actually on Good Friday. It's funny now because this is actually the weekend.
Yeah.
Like what happened. This is kind of funny,
Yeah.
right? So on Good Friday, I was gonna talk to you. It didn't seem like a good time, so I waited till Sunday. Okay.
Wait, why was the reason you didn't talk to me again?
You, I saw you hanging out the other LCM people, and I didn't want to kind of like intervene. I
Hmm.
was kind of like, oh, you guys seem to be just chilling, so I don't want to just come in and break the vibe. You know what I mean?
I remember, like, because you guys were noticeably closer to us that day.
Yeah, you're trying to inch in there. You know,
Because
trying to find the
yeah,
trying to find a good spot to
because
go in.
I do remember,
Yeah.
like, I was thinking, that's weird. Like, why are they all, like, really close to us today? That's weird.
That was
But
definitely
anyway.
done intentionally. Definitely. So fast forward to Sunday, right? Gavin, John are like hyping me up. They're like, "Yo, you just gotta go talk to her.
Oh,
She's sitting
here we
right
go.
there.
Oh,
This
here
is
we
this is your
go.
moment." I'm like, you know what? I guess it is.
Q and
So
Gab looking through the curtains on the stairs
yeah,
and me
okay. So I'll try to
noticing.
paint the
And
picture for you. Right at the old building where we used to do our services, there's like a staircase, and there's curtains like blocking the railings,
yeah.
right? And then the seats are like right beside it. So like imagine the stairs are like this, and then you have the seats over to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's sitting down in the sanctuary somewhere. Okay. So I go down and I approach her. Okay. This is already weird because it's like, why would he
Why
talk
is
to me?
man talking to me?
You don't ever talk. This is
No.
weird. So I get it. So I'm just trying to be like as chill as
Oh
possible.
my god, I'm
So
getting the feels again.
so when, so when I was I was like, well, during my approach, I had to think of like, how am I gonna, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? How am I gonna approach this, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna ask her about her keyboard pedal because on Friday
Dude,
I was like, oh, I was using her keyboard, so I was gonna ask her like where she got her sustain pedal because I was gonna maybe get the same one. Really lame, I know, but like I couldn't think of anything else to get in there.
Hey, I mean, music related. Why not?
It's music related. We both play. I thought it was like fine. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just casual, right? But I knew immediately it was funny because as soon as I asked you that question, I look up to my left and I see Vina,
Vina? Yep.
Paul, and
Yep.
Jomar giving me like the weirdest look.
Wait, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
this.
they were kind of like, it wasn't like bad, but they were like looking at me like strangely because it's like obviously like why am I coming up to
No
approach you?
way, I didn't know this.
So then I'm still talking to you. Like I'm asking you where you got the pedal from. You don't know what I'm talking about,
I
but
thought
I
you were
just
talking about the guitar stuff because I played
yeah
guitar on Friday. That
yeah
Friday.
I must have been like I don't know what I was talking about. Anyway,
Anyway.
she doesn't know what I'm talking about. I'm still rambling on. I'm like standing
Wait,
up in front of you.
wait.
I thought that was weird.
I remember I said, "Oh, it's a boss pedal," and you're like, "Oh, okay."
It's like boss. I'm like, wait, that's a guitar pedal. I'm
Yeah.
asking for a sustain pedal. That's weird.
And then you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, okay." And I was like, "The the guitar I played guitar on Friday." I don't remember how the
No,
conversation. I do remember
clearly
saying
that's how
boss
you know
though.
I wasn't paying attention during this. I must have been so out of it. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Okay.
I'm
Um,
sweating.
so I realized I was like kind of standing up for too long because I was kind of you were sitting down, and I was kind of like standing up. I'm like, okay, I need to like sit down because
I
I'm just kind
remember.
of like talking to her,
Yeah.
like looking like this. So I should sit down. Okay. So I grabbed a seat. Before that though, I was holding a cup. I was holding a styrofoam cup, and I kept like taking sips out of it in case like because I was nervous and I was like it was giving me some buffer time to think about what I wanted to say. The thing is, that cup was empty. Okay, there's nothing in the cup. I'm just
Oh my
pretending like I'm drinking
god.
something to seem like all casual and stuff like that. It's really weird. But there's a picture. You can
There
pull up the
is.
picture.
I'll
There's a
try
pic.
to find it.
For some reason, there's a picture of the moment it happened. The moment where I'm talking to Eunice. You see like the back of me. Pull it up right now. It's on the screen.
If I can
Okay,
find it, I will pull it up.
it's on the screen. You can
Yeah.
see me, and then you can see me holding a white styrofoam cup. That cup is empty, dude. But I took like 20 sips out of it. I swear. I
Man
swear
is
I did.
thirsty.
Anyway, so I'm like, okay, I should stop like talking while I'm standing up. I should like sit down beside her. So I grab a stool. I'm sitting beside her. Okay. And
And in
here's
my
where the
head,
big here's where
I'm
the
like,
okay. Yeah.
"Oh, we're continuing this conversation."
Uh,
He's sitting down. Okay.
oh no, you so in your head, what were you thinking? What were you
I
thinking?
was thinking, "Oh, he's going to talk to me." Oh, okay. Oh my god, wait. He wants to talk to me. This is weird.
Well,
Sorry, go on.
I was thinking, okay, I can't let this conversation go on without asking for her number
Oh, you going to be slick with
because
it.
we're not gonna see each other if that's
That's
thing
true. Yeah.
if that's we probably wouldn't see each other until like another church's
Mhm.
anniversary, which wouldn't be for like at least a couple months. So I was like, well, if I want to start talking to her, I need to get her number so we can at least communicate some way or whatever.
Which is funny because
Dang it.
we had each other on Facebook and on Instagram.
Yeah, that's a stupid thing. It's like I could have just hit her up on social media. Well,
Speaking of
I don't know.
Instagram, we'll get into that.
I was like, why do I have to get her number right now? All I thought was like, I gotta get her
Hey,
number
why
right now.
not? Why
Here we
not?
go. So I take the stool, I sit down, I ask her this question. I'm like, hey, you go to York, right? So at the time, we did go to the same university. So I was like, hey, you go to York,
Oh man, that's great.
right?
Yeah.
If you ever, you ever wanna, I'm like, here, I'm already. The thing is, while I'm saying this, I'm already typing her name onto
Oh
a contact
my
list.
god.
I don't know where I got this confidence from. Like she was just gonna
Who
give it to
is
me.
this man?
Who am I? I know. Rico Suave over here. I get it. Okay. So I'm typing her name on the contact list.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, so if you ever want to hang out at York, like here, put your number down and hit like text me or something.
Mhm.
We'll hang out or something like that.
Mhm.
So boo. And she has no hesitation. she complies. I'm like, okay, this
Yeah, I
I
mean,
guess.
I already knew you were at least a decent person, so I was like, why not?
How do you know that? How do you know? You don't know. Maybe I was crazy.
Oh, then you're not the church boy I knew.
But what was in your head as I was doing that? Like, what were you thinking about?
I was like, oh, this man really wants me to give my number. Okay, I'll give. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
You're like inner self's like popping off. You're just like
It's like, let's go. My
like when you're
dreams are
playing
coming
2K.
true. Yeah, yeah.
Your dreams are coming
Yeah,
true. Is
dream
that what
boy,
you
you're
said?
mixed. You're a musician. You're mixed.
That's all she cares about, guys. She only accepted because she knew I was mixed. She just likes mixed boys that much. It didn't matter who it was. This guy's mixed. Yeah, I'll give him my number.
I can't.
Wow, shallow. You know,
I can't.
that's actually really funny.
Um.
So then, yeah, then you gave me your number, and then all
Mhm.
was good.
Mhm.
And then I'll never forgive Gab for this. So Gab and John, they're watching me the whole
I
time.
forgot about that.
Hey, you go, you go, you go. Go
So
ahead.
while like we're conversing, this is the time when you were still standing up.
Mhm.
Um, John and Gab they walk by you and they're like, "Yo, what's good, bro? You good?"
So John and Gab are my friends from church who told me to
Yeah.
talk to Eunice, right? Yeah. So he comes by and like slaps me on my chest.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm in the middle of a conversation,
And
dude.
I'm like,
Don't just do that. That's
and
weird.
like the entire time, like after that point, I was like, "Am I being pranked? Like, is someone?
I could see why
What's
you would think that
happening?"
for sure,
Yeah.
bro. I could see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in the end, I got your number.
Yeah.
And I was gonna wait though. This is the thing. This is the same day. This is the same day. Okay. Because this is still 7 in the morning. We got lots of
Oh
Sunday
right, it
left.
was
Okay.
7 in the morning. Yeah.
There's lots of time.
Mhm.
So um I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna text her today. Maybe like tomorrow or the next day. Maybe it's too soon. Right. However, do you
Yeah.
wanna
Sure.
go ahead?
And
Yeah.
then this girl was thinking about it all morning after that when she got home. And so she goes on Instagram and she's like, "Oh yeah, I follow him." So I went on your account
Mhm.
and I was looking through your pics and I was like, "Oh, he likes always,"
Yeah.
because you recently posted a picture.
Mhm.
I accidentally liked it.
So this is why it's funny. It's funny because that picture was posted like maybe a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah,
and it was like not one of my recent posts.
yeah. But I think it
So
was your last one at that point.
so I get a notification. She liked one of my pictures. I'm like, oh, which one? I'm like, that's interesting because that wasn't posted right away. So I'm in my head. I'm like, she's on my profile. She's thinking about me
She's
right
stalking
now.
you.
Huh?
She's stalking you.
She's stalking
I
me right
should be
now.
worried.
No, but then the total opposite happened. I wasn't worried. I'm like, she's thinking about me. I'm gonna hit her up right now.
Oh,
But then I texted
damn.
you. But I said something about the picture. I was like, oh, do you like always too or something like that? Like I didn't even
I
say
think
like,
you
hey,
did
how
say
are
that.
you?
Yeah.
I just like was like so straight to the point. It was weird.
I think. Wait. Wait. What? No, I think you texted me, "Hey, this is Ryan" or something.
Well,
Because
I
I
guess
didn't
to
have your
confirm
number,
the number. Yeah, yeah.
and then I guess we started talking about always after that.
Mhm,
That's
mhm.
so.
This is crazy because we're only on the first day,
I
but a
know.
lot happened in this first week. A lot happened.
Too much happened.
Like, okay, I think you can fast forward to like a couple days. You know what happened. You know what happened. This is on your end.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
Yeah.
So I'm the type of person who doesn't like beating around the bush because I'd rather be direct.
Hmm.
Um, and so I guess we were just playing this flirty game for a while through text
Dang. Dang, dude. All right.
because
Yeah.
you had dropped the pretty and the cute, and
I I had to get it in there.
and I also dropped the cute and mostly cute in our combos.
What's different? Nothing's changed.
No, literally nothing. Um, and I didn't know how to get you to talk to me directly about why you asked for my number.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how to go through it. So at the time, I
I hope she
couldn't.
watches this.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
gonna send this to her.
yeah, yeah.
At the time, I didn't have texting. Like texting for me at the time, I had to pay too much, so I had to text through an app, a Wi-Fi app.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told Trisha to log into my account to talk to you for me.
Yep. She had someone else text me for her. I had no idea this was going on, by the way. I had no
Oh
idea.
my god, so stupid.
Yeah.
And um and at the same time, like I was Skyping with her and she was telling me everything she was saying because there was no way I could see what she was saying to you, so she was
God.
just, like telling me everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think how did it go about? I don't remember.
It's very vague to me, but all I remember was like, so she said something along the lines of like, so what's the deal? Like, do you want to like go out or something? Like, is that why you asked for my number?
Yeah,
Something along those lines.
I feel like it was. This is so stupid. It's only through text too. Like I shouldn't have been like so afraid.
Yeah, yeah.
But um I think that's what she did. Or like
Mhm.
less direct, but you understood what was happening.
Yeah.
And so you sent like 5 paragraphs about why.
Dang, did I?
Okay, it wasn't. I'm exaggerating.
Oh, what a weirdo
It was
if
like
I did
one
that.
paragraph.
That would have been a red flag for me. Like, why is the guy spending long time? It's too serious.
No, I think you replied by saying that you wanted to see where it would go,
Mhm.
that you were interested, and then I was like, okay, sure. But mind you,
You're
I was on the
like,
other end of this
yeah.
call. I was not receiving the texts,
Mhm.
and I was like freaking out.
What if Trisha like said something kind of whack, and then you messed it up?
And then I would not have done anything because that would have been okay. No, it wouldn't. Um, where was I going with that? Oh, and then I said, "Would you want to hang out or something?" And
Mhm.
then you were like, "I'd love to hang out or something."
Yeah. Why not? That's the whole point, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, was it the Saturday?
So yeah, we planned to go out Saturday evening.
Oh my
So
god! Wow.
this is probably like Wednesday
It
now,
was Wednesday.
right?
I
And
remember
now,
because I went to class and we were talking about how you were not skinny. Well, you were
oh
saying you were
gosh,
skinny, and I was
this
saying you
debate
weren't
doesn't.
skinny.
This debate still goes on. I think I'm like a twig. Like in my eyes, I
No,
look at
you're
myself. I'm
not.
like I'm a twig, but she doesn't see that.
You're not
So
a twig.
all right. Anyway, that's not the point. So we did plan. So we planned to go out
Yeah.
on Saturday evening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about that first date?
Dear God. Okay.
Gosh. So um so Saturday evening we planned to go. I actually didn't know because you kind of planned it. You had like this place in mind. It was
Yeah.
like a you told me it was like a dessert place. I'm like, hey, I'm cool with that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Right. I was still working at No Frills at the time.
Ooh, fun.
So my Saturday shifts were always like 8 to 5 around that.
Right.
So I left like right after work. So I changed like at my work, like in the staff washroom, changed out of like my uniform, got my clothes, ready to bust down to where we're meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Um, so we were meeting at a subway station.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think we planned to meet around like 6. Let's say it's like something like that. I don't know, 6 to 6:30.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
it
I
was
got there about
6:30 or
like
something.
yeah. I think I got there about like 10 to 15 minutes early. So I was like, okay, I'm early. I can just wait until she gets here. But
Right.
now this is when your perspective comes in as I'm waiting for you at the station.
I can't believe that. Okay. So I was on the bus
Mhm.
texting Trisha and I eventually called her because I was so nervous.
I get so nervous. I mean, I was nervous, but like I wasn't as nervous as you were. You were way more nervous than I
Because I
was.
wanted it to go well.
Yeah, of
Like,
course. Yeah.
yeah. So I called her and I was like, I'm so nervous for this. Like, I just want this to go well. At that time, I wasn't driving. Like, I didn't have my car. So I was on the TTC. People could probably listen to my convo with her. And
That's funny.
so I arrive at the station. I'm still on the phone with her. And I get off. I see you waiting, but you're like sitting down on one of the benches. And I'm like, oh, I can't go yet.
So that's the thing. She saw me, but she was so nervous that she had to give herself
Yeah,
like
I
some
was like,
time.
I needed
Like
to breathe first. It's like, oh, I can't go yet. Oh my god, wait, no, he looks cute. Wait, no, I can't go yet.
that's actually
And
so funny.
on the other end, Trisha's like, dude, just go.
That's so funny.
Uh,
She's like hella scolding you.
yeah.
She's like,
It's
yeah.
like, you can do it. Just go. It'll be fine. I was like, okay, here I go. Hung up.
How how long did that take though?
Probably like 5 minutes. Five,
That's
10
not too bad. I
minutes.
thought it was like more. I thought it was longer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. I think it was like 5 minutes.
Nice. Okay.
And so I went to say, no, I walked up. Oh man, this is so awkward. Because I went up. You explain this part. Because you didn't. You didn't
Oh,
know.
dude, this is so. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot about this.
I should
This
not have
is
brought it
so.
up then.
This is a little weird. I was a little bit weirded out by this. Okay, so I'm sitting down on the bench. I think I have like my leg up. You probably can't see me. Okay, whatever. I had like my leg up, just sitting, just waiting, for her. Okay,
I
so I
don't want
look.
you to tell
I think
this.
I'm probably like on my phone or something, like anyone else would be. I look up, and I see her. I'm like, oh, cool, she's here. So I'm about to get up to greet her, right? But she had other plans in mind, so she didn't even let me get up. She like reached in and gave me a hug before I was like halfway. Like this is me trying to get up, and then she's like hugging me. I'm like, oh, okay. Hey, and hey, how's it going? Like she didn't even let,
I hate myself.
she didn't even let me stand up before she hugged me. Like I would have gave you a hug for sure, but I was gonna stand up and be like, oh hey, how's it going? Go in for the hug.
Your girl is too thirsty. She doesn't
Dang,
want a hug right away.
super thirsty. This is the first thing. She didn't even say hi. She just hugged me. She was like,
Okay, I said
"Whoa."
hi.
Yeah, I'm just exaggerating. But I was sitting down, like I
You
was
were.
about to
I
get
think
up,
you were,
and then
yeah.
she came in and hugged me. I was like, oh, okay. I completely forgot about that. That's hilarious.
So
Though.
bad.
That's so funny.
Oh god, it's so bad.
That's okay.
Surprised
I
you
was
wanted to
still
go
into.
on with it.
I was like, we're fine. No problem. No problems here.
Hate
Yeah.
it.
So anyway, the place wasn't too far from the station, so we just walked
We
there.
walked, and I remember you asked me, how long have I been driving?
Mhm.
And I said, all my life. And you were like, wait, what?
Did you say that? I don't remember. I don't even remember. Why
That's
would you
still
say?
in my brain because it scarred me. I said,
You
all
didn't know how
my
to come
life.
back after that
I
incident.
said,
You're still
because
like,
I thought you meant, how long has your dad been driving for some reason?
why would I ask that?
Because we were talking about my dad.
Oh, okay.
Because at that time, my dad was, his foot was injured, and he couldn't drive me to the station because I think
I
I
see.
said I was gonna be dropped off or something.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. That's actually really funny.
So
To be honest, I couldn't remember. Like, I remember, like, I remember our first date. Like, I remember where we went, like, what we did and stuff like that. I can't remember, like, exact details about what we talked about, though. Like, it's still pretty vague. I think I asked you, like, what you're interested in, like, basic first date things and stuff like that. But then I kind of knew, honestly, like, after that first date, I'm like, a lot of our interests aligned. So I was like, I could definitely see this, like, going somewhere for sure.
Yeah, I do
Right.
remember you saying that you were interested in dating long term or something like that, along the lines of that.
Dang, dude, I was not messing around
No,
like
you
this.
were not. And
Yeah.
I'm surprised it didn't freak me out, but I was like, yeah, same.
Hmm.
And oh my god, I can't believe we were 20 talking about this. Um, what else did you say? Oh, you said. So how do we want to label this?
Oh, okay. I guess okay. I think my mentality was like you were being super straightforward in the text. Actually, not you. It was Trisha. You slash Trisha were you were being like super forward like during the text
Right,
messages. So I thought like if this is the time that we get to like actually meet face to face, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna lay down like what we are and stuff like
right.
that. And we're just like, hey, but I think we came to the conclusion like we're just dating.
We're
I'm like,
dating
there we go.
because we didn't. Yeah, because we didn't know too much about each other,
Hmm.
but we liked each other.
Yeah, I would say so. I think after that first day, we had like a strong like conversation, and it was like, yeah, we could definitely.
Yeah.
This is definitely gonna go to like a second date. I think we both got that vibe for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
and this is funny too. So okay, fast forward after the date. Okay, so we're walking back to the station. It's evening now, so it's a little bit cold, or like it's later into the night. We met during the evening, but it's like later at night.
Here come the moves.
So I was wearing a jacket and she was just wearing a sweater and it was a little bit chilly. I offered my jacket. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, "Hey, are you cold? Like, do you want my jacket?" And she's like, "No, I'm okay." Then I'm like, I did one of these little chicken wing, I did one of these,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, "Oh, you can just like come a bit closer then if you want, or something like that."
Come a little closer. Sorry. I'm
What
sorry.
was so funny though, so we were like we had arms locked, like to walk back to the station. We get to the
Oh
station and then we have to unlock because we have to go through like the
yeah.
turnstiles, right?
Yeah.
To pay our fare. And then so we do that. And then after that we didn't really want to like do it again because we didn't know like how to. So we were
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
then
Aww.
yeah. But then I walked you to your bus stop
Yeah.
and waited for your bus.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still had to go back to the subway.
Mm-hmm.
So but your bus was at that station. So and then that's the first week, and I think we spent like 40 minutes on. I don't even know how long we've been going for.
Same.
Anyway,
Should we take a break?
yeah. Why don't we take a break?
Okay. And break. Wait, I didn't stop. And we're back. Clap sync, even though
We're
we don't
back.
have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That would have been a terrible clap sync if we actually had to.
I know.
But that's pretty much the first week. We spent a lot of time on that, but I think like we could probably just fast forward into like
Mm-hmm.
more generic stuff
Mm-hmm.
about our relationship stuff and stuff like that. So I think you prepared a few things.
Just a tiny bit.
That's cool. Yeah.
Um. So my question is, when did you start developing the feels?
Ooh, good question.
Good question.
Good question. Good question. Um, that's hard to say because I think after maybe like the first few dates, I was like, I could say that I was really into it because after the first date, it was more like, not like feelings, but it was more I like what I'm getting,
Mm.
like in terms of like my
What I'm
perception. It's like
getting. Sorry.
in terms of like my perception of you. So it's like
Okay.
she, our interests line up, our values line up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's easy to relate to you culturally because we're both like Filipino and stuff like
Right.
that. So like that lines up too. Um, I like Asian girls.
We
We're in
like
there.
mixed boys. You know.
So I think probably at the first few dates, I kind of knew that like I definitely wanted to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say like exact moment where I like caught feelings, but I mean I wouldn't have kept trying to go out
Right.
if I didn't have feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
it was cool because after a certain point, we were kind of just like not really asking, "Oh, can I see you again?" It's more
When
like,
am I
"When are we
seeing
gonna
you
see each other
again?
again?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aw.
yeah. How about you?
I think I'm on the same page because I also felt that feeling. Does that make sense?
Felt that feeling. Yeah, I felt
No,
that
like I
before.
felt the same way in the sense that we had a lot of the same interests. Everything lined up together.
Mm.
Timing was good too.
Yeah. See, that's why like I always point it back to this
Mm.
because like we talked. I know we were joking around about it before, like how we didn't really talk throughout like our teenage years and stuff like that. Even though we knew each other, we never talked.
Mm-hmm.
But then we always thought about like, oh, imagine if we talked sooner, then like
Yeah.
maybe we would have like started dating at a younger age. But then when I reflect on like what I was like before I started dating you and like my experience with like other relationships and stuff like that,
You
I'm
were
like,
different.
I was so bad. I was not like definitely ready to commit to something more serious.
Mm-hmm.
And even just like my maturity was a lot lower. I didn't reflecting back, I didn't really like the kind of person I was back then.
Right.
So I thought like this is the perfect timing because I like who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
So that means if I'm satisfied with like the development of like my character, so then I'm ready to kind of jump into something with someone else,
Aw.
I guess. Because if I was like with you when I was younger, I think I would have messed it up for sure. Because I just wasn't like um I didn't really like how I acted like with relationships before. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Interesting. Pause. Okay.
What's going on? Okay.
Got a food delivery.
What the heck?
Oh, yeah, I can't hear you.
What is that?
Food.
Oh, yum.
I'll eat it after.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what were we talking about?
Um, talking about timing.
Oh, timing.
Like we had, it was like the right timing and stuff like that. That's what like made it work out too.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because at that time, when you asked me for my number, I was already talking to someone,
Oh, I remember.
and I
Yeah.
already went on a date with this person too. And
Dang.
I just ghosted it. Like, I completely forgot about it.
That's so mean.
I
It's
know, I felt
always so
bad,
mean.
but
Oh my
like,
gosh.
it, like he wasn't bad too. He was good, but then when you showed up, I was like, wait, wait, Ryan is Dream Boy. So
Dang, you're gassing me up. You're gassing me up
it's not
so
a
hard.
problem.
No, not really. I like it. No one else gasses me up. You gas me up like more than anyone. So
I'm your hype girl.
heck yeah. You
Yeah,
think anything I do is like cool. So
it's true.
Green boy, let's go.
Dream Boy. But yeah, I felt bad for that kid. Um, because he at one point, like maybe 2 weeks after our first date, he was like, "Well, someone's missing in action," and I was like, "I
You,
forgot to say bye to this kid.
so it's not even like you ghosted him. You just completely forgot he
I
existed.
forgot.
That's so bad.
I
That's probably worse.
I
That's
know.
probably
I felt so bad.
dang. And I thought you thought I was a player. Dang.
No,
Dang.
no, not even,
That's
not
funny.
even a player. Far from it.
That's that's really good.
Um.
What else do you have? What other questions you got?
Ooh. So, what is the best moment we've experienced so far? If
Ooh,
you can think of one.
that's tough.
I can't
Cause
think of any. We've
when
had
I
a
think
lot.
about because when I think about like our relationship, it's just more like I think like the ongoing moments is like what keeps us like strong, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I will say just because it was so huge, it's like okay, when the Raptors won the championship, when we were together, like that was nuts, right? Like
Yeah.
we were there. We weren't in Jurassic Park, but we were like along the street because there
We
was
were
way too many
outside.
people.
Yeah.
But we were watching it with a lot of people
Mm-hmm.
outside. When they won, it was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Paraded around for a little bit.
I think
And like,
you really had to convince me to go that night because I had work the next day.
yeah, I really pulled her into coming with me because I was like, because I was telling her, I'm like, if they went tonight, like we can't miss
Yeah.
this. Like
Yeah.
we've been to so many. The thing is, throughout our relationship, right?
It's
This happened. So
true.
this was last year, 2019, when they
Mm-hmm.
won the championship. Through the years before that, we've been going to Jurassic Park
Every
like
year, yeah.
every year for a lot of games.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Ever since we
Remember we saw that LeBron game winner when he like faded
Yeah.
baseline and he banked it in with
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah,
hand.
yeah,
We
yeah.
were there for that. We were there when Kyle Lowry hit that game tying three against Miami
I
just to lose that game in
Yep,
overtime. Unbelievable.
I remember
Unbelievable.
that, yeah.
We were through all the lows together,
Mhm.
right? And then it like all paid off last year. That's what I was telling her. I was like, we've been through like too much of like the lows. We have to be there for the highest
Yeah,
moment.
we're no
So,
bandwagoners.
we've been there. If you look at our Instagram posts,
Yeah.
like you should just pop a bunch
Every year, yeah.
right here. Boom, boom, boom. Every year we're
You
there.
you like if you scroll far enough on Raptors Instagram, you might see us in the front for like at least one game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. I got interviewed by like CTV or
Yeah,
something
oh
one
my
time.
god. Yeah, that's
You should
right.
pull that. That's a funny clip. You should pull that up.
I'll
That's
put
funny.
that up. Yeah.
That's a funny. That was I remember that game. That was against the Pacers. Okay, and it's because Solomon Hill hit a game tying three, but they reviewed it. They reviewed it, and it was too late. So I
Mhm.
was there popping off because I saw that the time expired, so they didn't tie the game, and we walked away with the W.
Mhm.
That was crazy. But yeah, I think even though that's not like a relationship moment, I think it's
We were there
because we share a lot of
together.
the same interests. It's like
Mhm.
about the experience that we share
Mhm.
together. So I thought because
That's a
that was such a
good one.
crazy like once in a lifetime moment, and that we share that together, I think that's like probably my most memorable for sure.
That's a good one.
How about you? Is it the same? Something? Can you think of something else?
I don't know. That is like memorable.
That's pretty up there.
Yeah.
But you can think of maybe like another one that like even if it's not the most memorable, like another memorable moment.
I can't think of anything else after you mentioned that.
Too many good times. Too many good times. Like I said in my Instagram post, we've had a lot of good food together. Right? Those are the best experience. When we go to a new restaurant and we find out it's so good, that's like the best moment because we're like,
Aw.
dang, we got it. And we're always just talking about the next time we come, we're gonna get this in the middle of our meal. It's
Yeah.
like we haven't even finished eating here yet.
Yeah.
We're already talking about the time when we're gonna come back, which is really funny.
What about when we used to watch the Maple Leafs at High Park?
Oh,
That
it's
the last game we went to.
yeah.
The one when they
It goes
won.
back to sports again.
Yeah.
So we're clearly in sports. So the Toronto Maple Leafs, not the hockey team, but if you're from Toronto and if you ever go to Christie Pitts, there's a baseball team that plays there
I said
called
High
the
Park. Sorry.
Christie Pitts.
Yeah.
Christie Pitts, there's like Koreatown.
Mhm.
There's a big park there, and there's a baseball field where this team called the Toronto Maple Leafs play. So they share the same name as the hockey team. We we started going there because it's free, and we go to Koreatown a lot to eat. So we're like, okay, let's go eat, and then like grab a snack and like go watch the game. It's really nice. It's summer, right? You can just sit up on the hill,
Mhm.
right? Grab some food and just watch a baseball game. Right? It's not like the highest level, but it's still something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so one time, I swear they were down like 10 plus
They
runs.
They were.
10 plus runs, and I'm telling you, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. And they came back 10 plus runs with 1 out remaining.
How? Yeah.
How does that happen? That only happens in lower league baseball.
Pretty
But
much, yeah.
it was a craziest thing. It's a crazy comeback I've ever seen in like just sports in general.
Yeah.
Like 10 plus runs with 1 out
That was
to go.
wild.
Insane.
That was
So that was a good time. And
crazy.
we were together for that, and we were like going nuts. I like ran to the hill and hugged some random dude who
You
was also
did.
watching the game.
You did.
There's probably like 12 people watching the game, but everyone's going nuts. It's insane. What a great time. Yeah.
We should go back and watch a game
That's a really fun time. I love doing
if
that.
we can never go back.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Because their league happens in the summer, and hopefully by summer,
Mm-hmm.
all this kind of like fizzles out. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Man,
so it's food and sports so far.
pretty much. Let's go on to a different question. Um, ooh. Okay, what's something you learned about me after our first
Ooh,
date
something I
or our
learned.
first few dates?
Something I learned about you.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, that's really tough. I gotta like dig way back. Something that I learned about you.
What did I learned that you are a conversationalist.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like to talk a little bit. Yeah.
But I don't like I like that because I don't
Mhm.
talk that much.
It's like more just like you're listening to me just go off on a tangent about something random.
Yeah, but it's fine because I like to listen.
Yeah. That doesn't change though. I still go on plenty of tangents.
True.
What did I learn about you? That's hard. It's not that like I knew you completely. It's not that. It's just more like
Mm-hmm.
because I since I know you now, it's kind of hard to think about like when I learned about
Okay,
something.
something you were surprised about.
Hmm. Honestly, I was just more surprised that you were so down for things. Like, because for me, I think I really bond with someone who I can like do things with. You know what I mean? So like the fact that, you know, um, like your interests aren't very like one dimensional. You're very like open minded
Mm,
and you're down to do like a lot of different things. Like when we since like the first year that we were dating, we try to do like what can you do in Toronto that's like somewhat unique,
right.
right? Like let's go to the museum, let's go to the art gallery, let's go see a Blue Jays game, let's go do this, and like we compromised on like what we were gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you were always down. Like it was never like it's like oh let's go to a baseball game,
Right.
right? I don't know if like I know like a lot of girls who are down to go to a baseball game and actually be interested in it,
True.
not just to go. You know what I mean? And I
True.
think for that, that's important to me because like I have a lot of passion for like a lot of different things. Sports is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
Like especially like as a spectator, like I really get into it.
I'd say it's like your
Yeah.
number two after music.
After music, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I feel like if I didn't, I would. I think I would want to get into like sports broadcasting if I didn't
Yeah.
pursue music. That would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Just because I love like covering it, like talking about it and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but even like just things like that, I think eventually like, um, we both have like a strong hobby
Mm-hmm.
or passion for like board games and stuff like that. So like that's right. Even doing something like that,
But
like we went to Steaks and Lattes for the first
we
time.
didn't realize that until we went to the until we went
That's
there for
true.
the first
But
time.
it was
Yeah.
more or less like, hey, let's just do this thing
Mm-hmm.
and see what happens, kind of thing. So like you were always down to just try like different things and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think I learned that like you're just down,
I'm
you're
a
just down to do whatever.
down gal.
I think that means something really bad
It
if you
does.
say
Yep. I
yeah.
should not have said
All right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's interesting.
Yeah. We just like to do things together, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's more like, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's plenty of that we haven't done yet, which is awesome because there's still like a lot of things that we still could do together.
We've yet to travel together. We were gonna do that this year.
Luckily, we didn't.
Yeah.
Just because with everything that's been going on, it would have been canceled regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
Oh.
we still yet to do that. That's definitely going to be probably the most memorable.
Yeah.
Like
For
once we travel together.
sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
that's gonna top the Raptors thing for sure. You know, that's still gonna be top in my book.
I
It's still out
can't
there.
wait.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So if we weren't quarantined today, what would we have been doing today?
Oh, that's a good
That's my last
question.
question.
Gosh, to be honest, I didn't think about it because I knew we were
I
gonna be
know,
in
same.
quarantine. So it's like,
Same.
hey, I don't have to think about it. But we also get into this point too where we honestly forget what we did like the year before.
What
And
did
like,
we do last year?
because I don't remember either. I don't remember what we did last year. I actually don't. I'm not memeing right now. I actually don't remember
I
when we
gotta
did
check
last year.
Instagram later.
Anyway,
We
I'm
probably
gonna
went out
check
to
right
eat
now.
somewhere.
That's usually what we do. Gosh, what did we do last year? I don't remember. Why don't I remember? As you can see, we're both lost,
Wait, are you on Instagram?
right? I'm trying to figure it out because I don't. Um.
Anniversary.
Anyway,
Mm.
not important. I think we would definitely try to like go out to eat,
Mm-hmm.
but we would try to go maybe somewhere new.
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I don't remember.
Honestly, I don't remember either. So as if we don't remember, hey, it's all good.
Yeah, it's fine. As long as
Yeah.
both of us
Yeah.
don't remember.
I think if we were in quarantine though, we would definitely like we love to go out to eat, so like we definitely have to eat somewhere for sure.
For sure.
And if it's because it was actually it's not super nice outside, but like
But
it's
it's
nice enough. Maybe like
nice.
it's not like yeah, it's nice enough to go out,
Mm-hmm.
like to be outdoors. So maybe like I would suggest like going to like a park, like taking like a nice stroll or
Yeah.
something. Yeah, I think that's what we would be doing.
I'm sad we're missing it.
Yeah, except we're doing this.
No, that's fine.
For now, we'll remember what we did
Are we
for.
gonna have to have another celebration after all of this is
Yeah,
done?
we gotta celebrate my birthday too, because
I
my
know.
birthday was like a couple
two
weeks
week
ago,
two
and we were
weeks
still in
ago.
quarantine.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's okay. We just gotta tough it out, you know.
yeah.
But for everyone else who's out there, like who's listening to this, like I know it sucks, right? The
Mhm.
world's not in a great place right now, but
Mhm.
do your part. Um, stay home, keep clean. If you have to go out, obviously take like the proper precautions and stuff like that. Um, and yeah, we'll get through this.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hope so.
I think that's I don't know. I think that's a good place to end it,
Yeah.
unless you had something else.
Nope.
Yeah. So
Happy
anyway,
anniversary, my dear.
happy anniversary. 5 years, half a decade.
Yeah.
Hopefully, many more half decades to go.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Um, Whoever is listening to this, all three of you out there, thanks. Thanks for coming this far. Um, if you haven't, check out our other episodes. We have a
Mhm.
YouTube page. We're still trying to figure out where we're gonna host in terms of audio stuff. But
I'll
like, hey,
probably figure that out when I post this.
yeah. But if you want to just like open this up,
Mhm.
listen to it, we still have past episodes that you can listen to as well. Um, Now that we have this set up, we can probably try to like put out more content and
Yeah,
stuff
why
like that.
not?
But
Right?
yeah, this will work.
We got a setup going on now.
Yeah. So look forward to that, I guess.
Mhm.
And yeah, just thanks if you got this far.
Yeah, thanks guys.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening.